Coming up next, we have with us Shri Arun Agarwal, Director, Bhaktivedanta Institute, Kolkata. He will be speaking on the topic Beyond Neurons, Memory, Mind, and Consciousness. Varun Agarwal is an alumnus of IIT Kanpur, Aerospace Engineering 1999, and he is currently the director of the Bhaktivedanta Institute, Kolkata. His research interests include the foundations of science and its possible connections with spirituality. His search for a deeper meaning of life culminated in meeting and taking personal guidance from Dr. T.D. Singh, which completely changed his life, after which he dedicated himself to the cause of selflessly helping humanity. He is the editor of many publications on science and spirituality, including Bhaktivedanta Institute's reputed annual Science Spirituality Journal, Savikanam. Sorry, I'm pronouncing it wrong. Scientific exploration for our spiritual paradigm. His deep interest in the foundations of mathematics and the nature of consciousness and its relation to the nature of reality as well as ancient Indian texts has led him to interact and meet with renowned scholars at Harvard, Princeton, ETH, Stanford, and MIT. He has given numerous talks worldwide on the foundations of and spirituality. Please help me welcome Sri Arun Agarwal.
So not tired yet. From morning, I think we are going from 9 o'clock, na? 9:30. 9:30. Wisdom after wisdom flowing, huh? First day itself. So, okay, we'll have a very, very light session now. You can relax, but don't sleep. So, at least some minimum attention is required. But you can relax. You not to be too much worried. Okay, good. So, and we will go shortly, not very big things. Big, small presentation. I'll do a short prayer. You can remain seated. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma Na Shochati Na Kanshati Sama Sarveshu Bhuteshu Mad Bhakti Labte Param. This is an interesting verse from Gita in the 18th chapter. Okay, so today our topic, Beyond Neurons. If morning to lecture, our speakers, if they see this topic, they will be very angry because their whole lectures were in neurons. There are researches. I will go slowly into it. You can get into it. So we'll try to go inside that how memory not only lies in neurons, but also beyond. So just trying to have a glimpse, but it is open area. It is a completely open. Okay, next. So by now, you know, Dr. T.D. Singh, my left here, he's the founder of this institution. And he started all this program series of conferences, everything. So we are just, whatever we learned from him. And he was pioneer in igniting many new areas of research. They are not normal fund-driven research. They are really basic science research areas. So for example, next. Somewhere, okay. So like he started this consciousness conference in 1990 in San Francisco he did, and he called all the top brains from Harvard, from Stanford, from Princeton. And then they all came, and after that conference, they went back and they started these journals on conscious studies. events. Now there are every year there are consciousness conference in America. Huge work. So he ignites things and then to move to evolve the overall consciousness of humanity. So then we had many conferences in the series. Our lot of work our institute has done on quantum physics and consciousness, basically related to consciousness studies. But memory is though is related to consciousness, a relatively new area, but very prominent area. Next. So today we'll focus on this is our pathway today of this presentation. The basic ideas of memory, a small introduction, definition, importance and types, then storage places, then challenges in memory understanding, normal challenges as well as foundational, the root issues, then some hints from our Vedic tradition and then some aspects, practical aspects. Okay, next. Okay, so as you know that definition is very, very important for any to comprehend a concept. Suppose you want to understand what is velocity. So the definition of a concept and understanding the definition defines means makes your how much comprehension you have of that concept. So always you can first focus on the word, the memory itself, the definition. So one of the very prominent, deeper, clear definition of memory is encoding, storage, and retrieval of an experience. This is we are basically focusing on life, not on computer memory, naturally. So encoding, storage, and retrieval of an experience. So here are two items here. One is experience, and another is the processing of experience, means storage, encoding, and retrieval. Next. We'll come back to it. Remember this, what we discussed. Importance of memory. By now, you know that catastrophe. Or I am such and such brother of such and such. So our relations, our everyday behaviors actually, if I don't remember what I learned today in the morning, then how do I proceed next steps, like learning a language? So you learn alphabets, then you learn words. But if you forget the alphabets, the next steps become difficult. So our basic life, the functions, perception, even the perception who we are, our behavior, our relationships, our daily routine tasks, and many tasks like learning a new language, they all circulate around memory. Memory is a very profound concept which we cannot neglect, though we do not understand as of today. So there are three types of memory. One is short-term memories. Another is long-term memories. A third is beyond life memories. So what is short-term memory? Short-term memory is like I have memory of the task, very quick task. Like for example, a friend give you a mobile number. Then for a few seconds you remember that number. And then after 1 minute you are gone. This number we don't know. So very short term, the time limits defined by time limits. Memories of day-to-day tasks. So they come under, and they also called working memories. The different names in terminology they have devised. But basic idea, if you grasp that, it will be useful. Then there are long-term memories. Long-term memories means it is within the same life, but long-term. Like in my childhood, on 5th birthday, how the celebration was there, who came as a guest, or what my father gave as a gift. So they become long-term. So then what ceremony happened when I was 10 years old in my house, or when we changed our house to a new house, or when I got a BTech degree. PhD degree, which is very difficult after a lot of hard work. Those who do, you ask them. Sometimes 5 years, 7 years, a lot of. Okay, so you remember that event. So long term, okay. So long term memories, and then means they are based by time. And then beyond life memories. Beyond life memories means across various lives, previous life, previous to previous life, different lives, you have those memories. So some people have, some people don't have. There are cases which they have, but some people don't have, but they exist, data exist. So these are primer, there are so many ways of categorizing it. If you go into the structure of memory, into the history of memory, they are unlimited like ocean. But just trying to give a basic idea that these are major types of memories categorized. Okay, next. So now we have these two types, previous slide, this second one and third one, long-term memories and beyond life memories. Next. These are further categorized, and these are very important. These are very important because they help to make our personality. So it is important for each one of us. How? These long-term memories and beyond life memories, they are categorized in two types. One is explicit, another is implicit. This categorization is basically to help us comprehend. It's nothing like a hard and fast rule. You can categorize so many ways. There are standard ways which are done. More or less, it is like that. So there is explicit memories. What is explicit? Means you are conscious of something. You know that, suppose you are conscious of that act. Means you learn something and you are conscious. There are events also in this. Some event happened or some general knowledge also. Some facts, but you are conscious of it. There are other types, implicit memories, under this long term and beyond life, which you are not conscious, unconscious or subconscious, but they are there in you. This is very important. This last part here, it will take us a leap from beyond neurons. This will help. Not only this, many others. So in this implicit memory, for example, it has two types. One is procedural, another is latent, beyond life. Procedural means it shapes our actions. For example, you learn playing mridanga or a bicycle riding, right? So after some time, after 10 years, 20 years, you are riding a bicycle, but you are not conscious. It has become subconscious, implicit. Different words, but basic idea is it is there, but you are not conscious. It has gone inside, implicit or subconscious. So it is procedural. There is a procedure there, it gone inside. It shapes our actions. The second type of this part is implicit, is latent memories beyond life. Latent means it shapes our nature, very nature we have. Means the kind of likings we have, the kind of attractions we have, kind of preferences we have, the kind of personality we have developed. It shapes our nature. That comes a very deep thing. It is not ordinary to comprehend. This is a very deep area. Slowly one can try. So because see, each one of us has a specific personal preference, not only when we are grown to 20, 30 years old, even when you are a child. When you are a small child, if you go and ask your mother, mother will tell you, when 2 years old, you like this kind of fruit. Environment has not influenced. Nobody has trained you. You have not gone to school. There's already preference. Get? So these personal preferences or personality traits, they come deeper things. They come under latent memories, latent, implicit or subconscious memories. For example, I put this child Y. In our Indian tradition, we have a generally in all over the country in different parts, we have a ceremony, Annaprasanna ceremony. Yes, everybody heard, right? Different names may be there in different parts of the country. So what happens in the Annaprasanna? Okay, what happens in Annaprasanna ceremony? This is a scientific question.
First time the child needs to rice or something.
Oh, right, right,
Food is
right. Anna.
not only
Yes. Okay. Oh, so maybe I put the wrong name. What is that ceremony where there are different things are put in front of him, like food, books, and all. Then he goes and selects something. What? Same thing, right? Okay, I got okay. So you see, this is very interesting. Because we participated, I was thinking deeply about it. This little child is there. He cannot even walk, crawling, and they are putting before him money. There's a jewelry money. There's a books there, and couple of items. Now, what is the purpose of this? And they check where the child is grasp, which thing is going to grasp, which side he is going. Child is not even gone to school. He has not got any training. He has not got influenced by environment. These are all the factors which we use to cut the previous tendencies. So, but each child has a specific liking. He goes to a specific direction. He goes to money. Parents understand his inclinations has been from the previous lives towards the money minded. He goes toward books. He is a scholarly mind of man. He is intellectual mind. He goes toward books. So these tendencies, our personal likings, preferences, my point is they are not just from this life. They are shaped life after life. And then you can even see, even one is a very small child. That is our tradition. We can see this tradition is based on deep philosophy. Okay, next. Okay, so the science of it. Now they are important. This is the important part. The storage of memory or the experience is basically, there are three elements in this experience. One is the data of experience. I will explain with example, then you can comprehend more easily. Then the wholeness of experience and the conscious experience itself. I will explain you with the three elements involved in this storage or retrieval, whatever, the memory part. Next. Take for example, you recalling a juice drinking with a friend. So 2 years ago, you went with your friend to drink a nice pineapple juice. Okay? What juice you like? Which juice you like?
when nobody will go, they will have a beer.
Yeah.
One take of wine.
Yeah, very sorry. I cannot use that example. Even though you may like, I think our children are good. None of them must be touching till now, right? And they will never touch in the future also. We have a good teacher there. So, suppose there was a friend, you went with him for a pineapple juice of 2 years before. Now you are remembering, suddenly one day you are remembering that experience that I went with my friend to that shop. So I sat down. So what you are during remembering, what you are remembering? Taste of the juice. Oh, taste तो बहुत अच्छा था, है ना? Smell of the juice. You are remembering everything. Cafes interior design, shop जहाँ बैठे थे, that shop design decoration. Sound of the ambulance passing by. Nearby when you were talking, there was ambulance passing. That sound also you remember. Topics of conversation. So with this little remembrance, all these experiences combined together, you are remembering. Okay. So in this, there are three parts. One is the data. We just talked, no? Data, wholeness, and experience. Data is when I get some input. Suppose I see something I saw the juice, right? From the juice, the light images will go from my eye, it will go to the retina, the image will be formed, the optics, the physics. So there is a specific part of the brain which will light it up. So that is a data, right? So smell went from nose to the specific, from neurons, specific area, another area of the brain. So all these different light ups in different parts of the brain, this is called data. And this is major area of research today. Neural correlates. This is called neuroscience. Basically where how the stimulus gives the inputs in different parts. That is the area. So data. That's a simple word, we call it data. You have a data, raw data. Next is the wholeness. Wholeness is you do not remember separate things. You have a complete experience of the whole event. I was with him and we had nice conversation. It is not a separate inputs. Here this juice, here this smell. You have a full experience of the whole event. That is called wholeness of the event. And third is you are not just a computer. You are having the experience itself. If you put a glass of pineapple juice before computer has experience of taste? No. So it is not just data, there is experience of the person involved also. That is why the last item is experience. Means there is a data there is a wholeness of experience, and there is a subjective experience. There are three elements involved in this. Next. So that is the idea we explained. Data of experience, sight, touch, hearing, taste, smell, all this data goes from nose, from eyes, different parts, it goes to the brain. There's a data, all stored in different regions of the brain. Then the wholeness means full experience at one side of the whole event, not separate experiences or separate data. So that is second part. And third part is conscious experience of the retrieved event, not just data fed in computer. It is experienced. So if you comprehend these three items, then it is very easy to move further. Is everybody clear about these three items? What are the three items? Data, wholeness, conscious experience. Okay. So now the issue will come. Data part we are handling very nicely. We have challenges, we have issues. We have tremendous challenges in data also, because brain is not an ordinary object. We got it free, but it's not an ordinary object. A lot of challenges, but still we are handling it. The next two parts are a big problem. They are not only problem, we have no way to handle them. Next. So here comes the challenge. Normal challenge as of today is storing and retrieving of experience. Both are unknown today. As we don't know that memory is a new area, slowly developing. So that part is unknown as of today, clear. That part is normal challenge. Fine. Next. The bigger part, the foundational, the root issue, the two issues, the wholeness and the experience are a big problem. They are not only problem now, they are being problem from last a century actually. What is the problem exactly? There is no single location in brain for memory storage. When we look at the brain activity of the person recalling a past event, image shows several neurons firing up located in several parts of the brain. Then how do a person has whole experience, technically called as a binding problem? Where do this whole experience is stored? So this is called, if you Google it, if this problem is there, we had our founder a very good discussion with Roger Penrose on this binding problem. There's a book called Science, Spirituality and Nature of Reality. Roger Penrose recently got Nobel Prize. So binding problem, actually Roger Penrose make it more out, surfaced it out, but it was there already before. So issue is that how the different data in the brain, where they get combined to give us a wholeness of experience is a mystery. And this mystery is called binding problem. Actually, in our Indian tradition, to give you a hint, this brain is a physical object. They are all combined in the mind. The mind is another next level element. So they are all combined in the mind. All the inputs in the brain finally get combined in the mind. That mind is missing in our modern exploration. Because mind is not an ordinary classical object. It comes actually very close to quantum realm. So that's the issue. That's the issue comes. Next. So this mind, as far as this mind is concerned, if you go really deep, our institute has been working in this area from last 30, 40 years. You will have a lot of books, articles in this area. So this mind had been a problem already from last 400 years. Mind-body problem, mind-brain problem, philosophy, psychology, different disciplines. In law also, mathematics also. In AI also, mind is a problem. Like robots, we are not able to make robots beyond a limit. Mind is missing, experience is missing. So there are issues with this mind. Okay, next. To give you a hint before we leave and go further, these three elements, understanding, purpose, responsibility, they are very corely missing and always be missing in whatever sophisticated machines we develop. Means machines do not understand, they compute. That's where the difference with mind comes. They don't have their own purpose. We give them the purpose and they don't have a responsibility of their own. We have responsibility of our actions. If machine does something, the person who made the machine or operating the machine will be fired, not the machine, right? So these are very core areas which touch upon difference between mind and machine. Mind, you will not be able to avoid if one goes deeply. Okay, next, coming back. So third, what was the third issue? One was data, second was wholeness, third was conscious experience. So this is the third issue, technically called in literature, hard problem of consciousness. Opposite to it is called easy problem of consciousness, which is also like finding the neural correlates. If I have this response, which part of the brain lights up? These are called neural correlates of consciousness. These are categorized under easy problem. Means even if I don't know something, I can know in next 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 100 years. But these are hard problem is we are not sure at all we will be able to solve this. This is very deeply hard. What is it hard? What is hard about? Hard is how come I have experience? That is a hard issue. Machines, whatever you make, they don't have experience, but I have an experience, subjective experience. From where that comes? Is it just imagination or there's something else? In this, the two part. So that is the idea. Conscious experience or the subjective experience of the whole event is the hard problem of consciousness. How come there is subjective experience which we have while storing and retrieving? Who has it? Second question is, who really has this experience? Who is undergoing the experience? Who is having that experience? Neurons having experience, but I have experience, right? So what is that I? So that's how. So can physical brain give rise to subjective experience? Storage of conscious experience versus having that conscious experience means one is part is storage, but having that experience. So these issues, what happens is that in modern scientific training, even in the basic science research institutions, if you see in our country, ISERS, TIFR, all those who are focused on basic sciences, the issues are sidelined and put under the philosophy section. They are not discussed. Even some students want to do research in that, they are sidelined that no, these are not the area to focus on. They are put under philosophy of science. See, there are areas, let me tell you, foundations of quantum physics, foundations of mathematics. All these areas come under from there. These areas, slowly first they rename it to philosophy of physics, philosophy of mathematics, and slowly they move to philosophy section. Now we are not interested. This is a part of the philosophy side. So be careful about it. We have students, because we move around, we know, even students are not encouraged to work on these areas because first of all, institution will not get funding. Who will fund you for working in philosophy of science? For but if you see if you see the history of modern science, many scholars had challenges to work in this area. In the foundation, for example, there was a mathematician, Leibniz. He worked in the foundations of mathematics. He was doing his PhD, and his advisor asked him, he's in Netherlands, he asked him not to work in that area because it will be difficult to go along in the institution. This area is difficult, how the funding will come, how the projects will come, how the paper will publish where, how all these issues will come. So, but if you are really interested in hitting the core, you will have to hit these areas. Okay, next. So that is the idea. This memory is not just part of the, so memory has three parts. One is the data part. Data part is handled in the physical structure called brain, which we all can touch it. The second part, the wholeness of experience, is mind part. Mind which is we all have, but which cannot touch it or see it. We all have mind, but we can neither touch it nor see it, but we can feel it. We can perceive it. And there is a conscious experience, which is a consciousness part. So memory has three parts. One is the memory in the brain. There's a memory also in the mind, and there's a memory in the consciousness of soul. What are different names one wants to give? So if really wants to do this, that's how one will mind and consciousness issues we will not able to avoid if we really want to hit or understand the complete understanding of memory. Okay, next. So that is the idea that memory in life is a combination of memory in body and brain. We have put body because there's a certain amount of memory even without going to the brain. So that's a body brain. We can just put it brain also. And then memory in mind, and then our own memory, the soul's memory or the super soul memory. Okay. Is my bell or okay, fine. Okay, we are more or less done. Okay, next. So this is a Vedanta part. Same exactly our Vedic scriptures tell that there are physical part, the psychological part, the spiritual part. So memory is also in three parts: in the physical brain structure, in the mind, and also in the soul. Vedanta is our scriptures tells one more thing, which I think next few days our many speakers will speak our Vedantic perspective. There is a memory with God also. So that part I'll try to show you a glimpse a little bit next. Okay. A few questions, few points for you to note down before you forget. Generally, we try to. There are 4 or 5 questions in between, which will not be able to answer from memory in this life itself. First is like why bad things happen to good people. For example, a small child having some big disease. Why I am born to a specific parents. I did not choose my parents, or parent did not choose me, right? Then inborn talents from very childhood. Very small child we've seen in Tripura and many places in India. Very small child, even not going to school, but he's a very good musician. Very, very, from where the talents are coming. Then even the twins are, even though the twins are their DNA makeup exactly same. One wants to become a doctor, one has interest toward musician, another has doctor side. So where these major differences come, these questions will be unanswerable through our modern restricted understanding. Next. So there are a lot of, as far as the beyond life memories are concerned, there are a lot of research by scholars. Stevenson, he passed away. He worked in the University of Virginia. He did a lot of work. There are at least 7, 8, 10 books are there. Hundreds and thousands of cases. Many people questioned him. Then he moved from adults to child and lot of work. If you go, just type it and you will get a lot of books. And nowadays everything online. Many people, all scholars, proper work have been done. Next. And now a lot of advancement. Now even there are more than 20 journals on beyond life memories. Different journals are, you can go through, the papers are published. Okay, next. To give you idea, very short, about God and memory, how God plays a role, is that our memory is extremely limited. Means what I did previous life, what I did previous to previous life, we have tremendous limitation to remember. So neither, I just said that we did not choose our parents. So there must be some way how I am put here. I am put in specific parents. So there must be somebody beyond being, some who knows my actions or who has a memory of my previous actions. So that is one part. Second part is Vedic scriptures tells a lot of things that God's memory is infinite. Even before the universe is unfolded, what was your desires? Then we don't remember even this life, what to say of millions of lives. So there are, God's role is extremely extremely unavoidable when you talk about really memory, the memory as a whole. So purpose of all this memory and this karma of this whole of this is basically, idea is that scriptures tell that to transform the individual's heart, uh, to bring a change in the heart of the person from giving pain to others to bringing love to others. That's a deep thing, because by karma one can learn, if I give pain to other, how the person is feeling pain. When I undergo the pain, I learn really. So to change the heart of the person, that I should love instead of paining others in different forms. Okay, next. So that is the idea. It starts from, all this journey starts from the first shloka of Vedanta, Athato Brahma Jigyasa, the relationship or connection with God, inquiry about him, who is he, why he created this universe, why I am here. From there the whole journey starts. Okay, next. So my humble idea is that, thought is that this research on memory is one of the very important topic, which we can not only bring normal science and spiritual together, it can bring even science and Vedanta together. Because when you do research on memory far enough, you will not able to avoid karma. You will not able to avoid so many nice concepts talked in Vedic scriptures. So you will be forced to bring Vedanta and science together. Okay, next. Thank you very much. These are some of the publications. Please go through them and procure those copies. Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody wants to ask any questions?
I wanted your
yeah.
comment on like one of the question that I have. Is it that we are trying to solve the hard problem in an easy way? Like when we play something on computer, or when we are running a computer, when we are running a Python program in a computer, or playing a VLC in a computer, we don't open the CPU and see which area is getting lit up. Then and we don't expect the like to solve the problem in that fashion when it comes to computer. Then why do we expect that to happen when we study memory, or topic like memory or consciousness? Why do we expect that if we see which part of the brain is getting lit up, we can understand consciousness?
Well, yeah, it's a good thing. See, basic idea behind this, two things I can tell you. One is that today research is driven by West in reality. Though we may proud India, we may proud our country, everything emotionally, but practically, if you see, when you want to do PhD, 3 research paper has to be in international journal, right? You cannot publish paper in Indian journal and get PhD. All the Nobel Prize from West, right? So the whole research is being directed towards West, and West is rooted in materialism. So their whole idea is that somehow to explain everything using matter. Yes, that is the basic idea. But if we slowly stick to our culture, spiritual culture, they also have faced tremendous issues already, but still unable to go accept this further. Not only issues, see, we went to Institute of Advanced Study in Princeton. Gödel, mathematician, has written black and white about past life. Mathematician using logic, pure logic, no spirituality, no religion. And all the papers are sidelined. You cannot find in the archive those papers. They say lost papers of Gödel. You see, means one is the very strong mindset to somehow reduce everything to matter. That is, and unfortunately, they are driving the world today. All of us, funding, research, US funds, American software, everything. So though our country is great, though our culture is great, though spirituality is number one on the top, but we are still following them. And that is why this conception is still carrying on. Though every child knows karma and soul, but for 25 years from UKG to PhD, he never reads a single sentence in a textbook, soul or God. Yes, though we are proud of our country, because our research, our textbooks, our everything is fully colored and driven by West. Though we don't hate them, our brothers only, but conceptions are very wrong. They are like completely material conceptions. Life is finished, everything is finished. That makes sense, okay? Yeah, there is something else.
Sir, you differentiated between mind and consciousness at a subjective level. How to know the difference between? You differentiated between 3 things: brain, mind, and consciousness. I think my question is at a subjective level. What is the difference between mind and consciousness?
Very good, very good. That requires meditation. That requires special practice. There are, because you are asking at subjective level. So subjective level means you yourself helps to see how my mind is working. And that's you seeing your own mind requires spiritual training. You get the point? Means I can know objectively what is mind, how it is working. But to see my mind, how it is working, where it is unnecessary directing, that spiritual practice and training, you will be able to see. And then once you can see, you can control also.
So by consciousness, you are meaning transcendental experiences, experiences which are beyond the ordinary realm of experience, higher realms of experience.
Oh no, no. Consciousness spreads from consciousness is a very, very beautiful part. From material side to the highest side, it can spread up.
All encompassing.
All can encompass. But then when I talk mind and consciousness, consciousness specifically is a property of soul. Mind is still under material realm. There are 2 things. One is brain, physical matter. Mind cannot touch, but I feel it. It's still a subtle matter. It is categorized still a matter, but not a physical matter. But consciousness comes under another reality, spiritual reality, which is foundationally different reality. That is why separated out. These are objective description as per our Vedic scriptures, but subjective requires spiritual training. Our students have not asked any question. Acha.
Consciousness, you are saying like a map. It can spread easily from one point to another.
Sorry?
The consciousness
Huh.
can be interpreted in other ways, like
Air.
air.
Air. How air? Air and
Because it is not a matter.
air is a matter, no? Air is a matter. Full of air is basically molecules, and like you smell from one molecule to another comes. So air is a matter. Our next speaker is in line, huh? Not urgency. Is okay. He's in line and he is not getting delayed. He's online, right? 2-3 minutes. Okay, fine. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let us know. We just stop it right away so that he doesn't feel uncomfortable.
Access our past life memories.
Very good question. It is better if you don't access. Our question is, can we access our past life memories? Yes, it is possible. I did not want to go in that area. It is a little touchy area. So better we don't go. First of all, you know why you should not go into that, because a lot of challenges. For example, suppose you know your father, this was your last life father. Huh? Then this was last to last life father, another person. Now you have 3 fathers. Problem, nah? One father is difficult to follow. You have to follow now 3 fathers. Then you do more experience. There's 4 fathers now. So there's problem, nah? Then more bigger problems. And you had a last life, this enemy, and he's here now. Last to life, this enemy, and this here now. Your whole life becomes a very cumbersome. That is why Lord has made a beautiful arrangement. Reset button at the time of death. Otherwise, you will be in big mess. So better not to go in that area. There are ways which we know, but let us avoid using that because Lord has arranged that way. Okay. Thank you very much.